Is the blade of your marketing tool in the right place? Recently, I was talking to an agent about their marketing strategy, and after we dove into their plan, I realized they were using a shotgun approach for their strategy, from who was receiving them, how it was being delivered, as well as the message being sent. As I reflected on this, I recalled an instance from some 30 years ago where I learned a lesson about using a chainsaw. Now, I know what you're thinking. What in the world does a chainsaw have to do with anything in marketing, Chad? Just hear me out here. Growing up, our main source of heat were two wood-burning stoves. We cut a lot of firewood to get through the winters so we could stay warm enough. I was the youngest, so my dad relied on my brother to help him cut the wood with a chainsaw, while it was my job to split it and stack it. As we moved to the valley in the early 80s, I quickly learned there wasn't a whole lot of need to cut firewood here. My experience with proper use of a chainsaw was extremely limited. Now, in my early 20s, I went to visit my brother who was living with a cousin, and it happened to be a cold winter, and they got quite a bit of snow that had piled up on the roof. While they were at work, I decided to help out and shovel that snow off the roof. While I was on the roof, I noticed the wood pile was getting depleted, so I decided my next task was to help replenish that wood pile. I fired the chainsaw up and got to work. Now, my cousin came home, and he must have thought it was like Texas Chainsaw Massacre out there because he said it didn't look very pretty. And he came out of the house with a serious look on his face. He said, I'll never forget what he said. Chad, your heart is in the right place, but the blade of that saw isn't. Now, I thought I was making quite a bit of progress. I sure was sweating like I was, but he let me know I was working harder and not as efficient and wasn't using the tool properly, so he gave me a quick lesson. I shared this story with this agent and shared, although his heart was in the right place, their marketing pieces weren't. The advice I gave was simple enough. Identify your target client, sharpen your blade identity, what resonates with them, and put your marketing efforts there, not where you think it belongs. If you'd like to sit down with me to review your marketing efforts and help you get the blade of your marketing tool in the right place, text CAMP, K-A-M-P, to 85377. Never hurts to get a second set of eyes on what you're doing, even if it is just to be more efficient and get a greater return on your marketing dollar. Talk to you soon.